Hello guys, so today is March 17th, 2020, and I will be doing a coronavirus update. Now, I'm not going to do this every day. I'm just going to do this like every couple of days just because, this type of stuff tends to get old and, it's like the same thing every day. You just see an increase of cases, so we're just going to do an update every time there's some new developments going on. So, as of right now, we have 852 confirmed cases and they have tested 13,059 people. And if we do the math on that, that gives us a 6.5% positivity rate. So if we further do the math on that, we would get that 13,107 people could be infected in Japan using the proportions of the positivity rates with the people that have been confirmed so far. And just for a little bit of context, these are some countries that are having exponential growth aside from Hong Kong that show that they are testing way more than even Japan is. And there is controversy in the western countries that they're not doing enough, but even the UK, they've only tested 26,000 people and they're getting an exponential growth here. So to me, it just doesn't seem like Japan's really still taking this seriously. And I'll tell you why. Because over here, this is like the PCR testing system. So this is like the guidelines in which one would get tested. And as you can see, basically you have to either call a consultation center or you have to consult a doctor. Either that doctor refers you to another place that does the testing if he thinks that you do need the test, or the consultation center will refer you to that hospital as well if they think that you need the test. So again, that's just an example of the underreporting going on. They're trying to keep the numbers low for whatever reason. The other day, Shinzo Abe, the prime minister, did a press conference and he yet refused to call this a national emergency. You see a lot of the Western countries, like in Europe and the United States, declaring these, which gives the government special powers and, stuff like that to help combat the virus. And instead of calling it a national emergency, they are actually starting to make guidelines to reopen schools and reopen some other places that's been closed. I don't know why they would do that when they've seen a growth nonetheless, if it's exponential or linear. It's linear here in Japan, but seeing that the cases aren't even decreasing and they're trying to open schools and places like that, it just seems like that's just defeating the purpose, and I just don't understand what the government is doing here. Tokyo stocks are volatile, just like the stock market in the rest of the world, so no surprise there. But Uniqlo, which is a Japanese company, a clothing company, and they are closing some stores in the US and Europe. So that kind of goes to show that this is the things that are going on in the Western world, like the outbreaks going on in Europe and the United States, are affecting the Japanese economy. So it's not just China that's affecting the Japanese economy now. And finally, the elephant in the room, the Olympics. So as of right now, Japan intends on doing the Olympics still. I have an opinion about that. I feel like it is dangerous to the rest of the world for people who come to Japan and want to participate in the Olympics, and they can get the virus here, especially with the underreporting going on. We don't know where it is. It is safe to assume that the virus is everywhere in Japan. And it's a large congregation, so what are you supposed to do? Can the regular people watch these events, or are they gonna just broadcast them, as we've seen with what's going on with the NBA and other sports events, where they just cancel the season, or people aren't allowed to go to the games, so they just record the games and broadcast them? I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Is it just gonna go back to normal by the time that the Olympics are here? I find that really hard to believe. And it's also dangerous to the people of Japan, because now we're seeing epicenters all over the place, not just China, but Italy, Iran, South Korea, the United States. All these other countries are having exponential growth themselves. So that increases the chances of bringing the virus to Japan as well. And I don't know if it's safe or if they should take that risk and continue with the Olympics. And then so the qualifications for these events are being canceled. So, you know, you have to like qualify to participate in the Olympics. Japan wants 600 participants in their Olympics, but right now only 100% of them are qualified. That's what NHK is saying. And the Olympics are like right around the corner, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. It's either going to turn out to be a disaster if they force it upon everyone, or and they'll lose money because of that, or they can just cancel it and, you know, or like postpone it for another year, you know, like, you know, this wouldn't be the first time the Olympics is canceled, but I think they should really reevaluate what they're doing about that right now. So that's all I have for today. Please leave your suggestions and comments below about what you think about what's going on in Japan, and let me know what's going on in your country if you're watching this from somewhere else. And I will see you guys next time.